System downloaded.
The 16th minute. The 16th minute of PZW. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another action-packed episode of the 16th minute. My name is Atlee Greene, and I am always with, of course,
Shane Daly. And what do you mean action-packed? Are you planning on assaulting me? Am I going to need to call my lawyer?
I personally do not plan on assaulting you whatsoever, but Joey
Good.
Warner certainly got assaulted on Undercard Warriors, but more on that later. Let's get right into the action. The opening contest. John Wilson, the Big Red himself, taking on Biohazard. And, you know, I gotta admit, I expected this to be one of those matches. Biohazard, you know, doesn't have the best win-loss record here in PZW, but I expected John Wilson to just run right through him.
Atlee, quit beating around the bush. We all know that was not actually Biohazard, because if that was Biohazard, not only would he not have his mask on, he wouldn't have his head attached to his neck anymore if that was the real Biohazard.
Well, that's the point I was getting to, because...
We'll get to it. Who was under the mask? Come on, I'm sure you want to tell everybody. Who was it? Who was it?
Richie.
Who was it?
Richie
Who?
Sick. Richie
Sick.
That's
What a
right.
punk. What a punk. He doesn't know his
he
place.
fooled me, because Biohazard actually won the majority of that contest, and then once took the mask off, revealed to be none other than Richie Sick. So it explained why John Wilson cannot get the better of Biohazard, because it was Richie Sick, one of the greatest wrestlers in the history of PZW.
What a punk.
What a genius.
No, what a punk.
Genius.
First of all, if I were to have a match with somebody, I would let them know it was me, because I'm not afraid of... Well, I am kind of afraid of you.
Yeah, you better be.
But what I'm saying is to keep this on a fair and level playing field. You know, John Wilson should have been informed that was Richie Sick.
Whoa. Fair and level.
Fair.
Okay, are you blind? Are you
No.
on crack?
I'm starting to lose a bit of my hearing.
When you're dealing with
no.
John Wilson, you're never dealing with a fair and level
What are you
playing
trying
field.
to say?
KM
What are you
Cash.
What are you trying to say about
Adam
the
Nessel?
number 3 and number 6 prospect of the Reign of Terror?
Where John Wilson goes, Adam Nessel's Reign of Terror goes. So it's never a level playing
of
field
course
when you
they-
wrestle John Wilson.
Look, they travel everywhere because they're a tight-knit group of friends. They all appreciate each other's company.
Okay, they're a tight-knit
They're
group, you
a
say?
tight-knit group of friends.
Do me a favor, rank them this week.
Rank them?
Rank them. You rank them every week. You might as well rank them this week. Is number 3 now number 2? Is number 1 all the way down to number 84? I mean, come on.
First of all, there are only 6 of them. So for
This
you to say
week,
84.
this week, there's only 6 of them.
All right, ready? Okay.
Okay. I'm
First off-
gonna take notes too, because I'm interested.
Okay, well,
let's see what you
I know
got.
I've been saying that John Wilson is number 3, but you know what? I'm moving John Wilson up to number 2.
Wilson number 2.
That's right. John Wilson is number 2, behind, of course, the great Mr. Adam Nessel.
So so let me get this right. Adam Nessel
Is number 1.
is number 1.
Right.
The guy who doesn't wrestle.
First of all,
Okay.
he doesn't need to wrestle
Got
because
it.
he could wrestle circles around everybody.
But he
in
does.
Project Zero
He
wrestling.
doesn't. So I don't know
Because
how
he
he's-
doesn't need to anymore.
I don't know how.
He's
Why is he ranked? Like,
Why is he ranked?
It's
Because
ki-
he
it's
body
kinda-
slammed you. Because he body slammed you.
you know, you've mentioned that for a while, but wouldn't Adam Nessel technically be like the champion? So he's
Anyway,
not
the
ranked?
number 2 guy is
Moron.
John Wilson. Because you know what? Despite being misinformed about who his opponent was this week, he still put on a hell of a fight.
The guy that lost,
And
it
had
was-
he not been surprised by such a dastardly foe,
Yeah. Okay.
Richie Sick or Biohazard would have gotten his comeuppance, and John Wilson, you know, would have won the match.
So John Wilson, who got his butt kicked for 90% of the matches, number 2, got it.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Now, you know, as much as I don't, you know, like the advice that he gets, I'm moving Malcolm Xavier up to
Really?
the number
Malcolm
3 spot.
Xavier?
Right. Malcolm Xavier is
the guy
in the
who should have
number
had
3
both his
spot.
hands broken by Derek Simonetti is number 3.
Malcolm Xavier is number 3 because he could dismantle any of those guys in a fair fight.
Really?
Yes, and no one ever gives that man a fair fight.
He hasn't done so yet, so how is he number 3?
No one ever gives him a fair fight.
Really?
Number 4 is,
number
of
4.
course, Kenny Nessel.
Kenny, okay.
Right. He had a rough patch this week, you know. Things didn't work out quite as he expected them to.
Kenny had a rough patch this week?
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Explain this rough patch.
Well...
Yeah, I'm waiting. Don't worry.
Anyway, and number 5.
Okay, number 5.
Right, number 5 is KM Cash.
KM Cash, number 5.
Right,
Also
KM
doesn't
Cash.
wrestle.
No. Well, he doesn't need to wrestle.
Doesn't need to. Okay, so
Right.
So he's
valuable. He's an important asset to the Reign of Terror.
Like what his assets are all gone.
Why are you questioning my ranking system?
Because it's.
Do you want to know
up.
who is number 6 or what?
I'm dying to know. Is it a fan?
All right. Well, look at it this way.
Is he your next door neighbor?
Can I tell you? This is how strong the ranks are.
Shane Daly, before you continue, I have to ask: does the PZW Heavyweight Champion Tony Spencer appear in your rankings at all?
Yes. Let me get there.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Here's the thing.
The champion should appear in the rankings at some point.
Well, this is why
normally the champion appears near the top of the rankings, but that's okay. I just want to make sure.
Greene.
I just want to make sure.
When Adam body slammed you, did he rattle your brain so hard that you weren't going to let me finish these rankings?
Champions are usually in a high-ranking position. They're a high-caliber athlete.
Look at it this way. When you're surrounded by such talented folks as the ones I have just listed,
you got 2 non-wrestlers.
Being the Project Zero Wrestling heavyweight champion and being number 6 is nothing to be ashamed of.
Okay, so...
He's behind a group of multi-talented performers.
Okay. So let me break this down just to make sure I get this right. Adam Nessel,
yep,
who doesn't wrestle, maybe can't wrestle, is number 1. John Wilson, who lost, is number 2.
Look, I told
Malcolm, who, ain't worth a goddamn thing, is number 3. Kenny, who actually... since you weren't paying attention, he won his match, which we'll get into in a little bit.
But he was having a rough
He's number
week.
4. So you have a non-wrestler and 2 losers ahead of Kenny, who actually won his match. You have another non-wrestler who actually now brings nothing to the table. And then Tony Spencer, the heavyweight champion, at number 6.
Well, when you put it like that...
It sounds kind of dumb, doesn't it?
Maybe I don't want to share my rankings with you anymore. Because you just don't appreciate the fine art of ranking. You know, I go around and I talk to the wrestling media, and I say, "Hey, look, this is what I did." Yes, I said, "Hey, look, this is."
They talk to you.
Yes, I say.
They return your phone calls.
Yes, some of them.
Okay.
A few of them. Mostly, it's the guys that I show the episode to, and then we talk over it, and I say, "Look, I rank the Reign of Terror," and they say, "Wait a minute, you're the guy that ranks the Reign of Terror." And I say, yeah, I'm on the 16th minute with that chump Atlee Greene. And I talk over the rankings with them. And that is how I come up with these professional ranks.
Okay, I'll stop.
This is how I come up with the rankings for the Reign of Terror in such a professional manner.
Oh, well, speaking of professional manner, if you will, I, was very shocked, but I'm a little bit leery of the professional accolade that is apparently coming my way. I'm going to be inducted into the PZW Hall of Fame, and I have to admit, I don't get along with Adam Nessel whatsoever.
That's the highest honor
a
man can be awarded in Project Zero Wrestling.
I am flattered. I am honored as can be to be receiving this accolade, but I'm very leery because I don't get along with Adam Nessel whatsoever. I never have. I never will. And usually when you're announced to be in the Hall of Fame, you're usually told before it's announced on television, and I found out on the TV show that I was being in the Hall of Fame, so I'm very leery. Well, I have said a lot of bad things about Adam Nessel, a lot of true things about Adam Nessel.
Okay.
And as a result, he's putting me in the Hall of Fame. So, you know, I'm sleeping with one eye open. Let's put it that way. I'm very flattered for the honor. I'm humbled. Personally, I won't be comfortable until Derek owns PZW. Wait. You know what? That's it.
What? What's it?
That's it.
What?
That is
What is what?
It doesn't take a genius to figure this out.
Well, clearly I'm a genius and I'm having some trouble here.
Not really, but still. I mean, I offered Derek Simonetti my hand, my partnership to be in the War Games match. And Adam Nessel probably thinks, oh, if I put Atlee in the Hall of Fame, he'll withdraw his contendership in the match. He'll decide,
Atlee, that is absurd.
It's emotional blackmail.
Atlee, that is absurd. And let me explain.
He's like, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Look, let's be level-headed for a moment here, all right? Let's
what?
All right, let's just be level for a moment, okay? I'm not trying to put on any, facade or anything like that, but let's just keep it real. I offered to be on Derek Simonetti's team, and I'm not getting inducted into the Hall of Fame.
You?
Yeah.
Did he get back to you?
Well, not yet.
Wait a minute.
But
why would you want to be on Derek Simonetti's team when you are a staunch supporter of the Reign of Terror?
Derek Simonetti doesn't have any friends, and Adam Nessel told me that as part of his community outreach program, I should try to be friends with Derek Simonetti and be on his team.
Let me ask you a question, Shane. Who are you fighting?
Who am I fighting?
Who are you fighting? Let's just picture this. You got War Games. You got Derek Simonetti. You got Richie Sick. You got Stevie James, and you got Shane Daly.
That's a hell of a team.
And let's say Derek, Stevie, and Richie are laid out, and it's just you. Let's say it's you against Malcolm Xavier. What do you do? Don't worry, I'll wait.
Well, you said Malcolm Xavier,
Malcolm Xavier, yes. According to my list, the number 3 guy in your rankings.
Right. See, what I would do is I would talk to KM Cash, and I would bring up all those great times we had at all those slummy bars that he goes to. And I would say, hey, KM Cash.
So in the middle of a bloody match, you start talking about
I'm trying to talk my way out of it because I'm smart. I'm going to talk my way out of it.
Okay, what if you're in there with the number 6 guy, Tony Spencer, champion?
Oh, look, Tony Spencer.
What if it comes down to you and Tony Spencer?
Ready?
And if you can beat Tony Spencer,
first of all,
you, Shane Daly, become the PZW heavyweight champion. What do you do? Tell me.
First of all, Tony Spencer would slip on his own grease. All I'd have to do is manage to fall on top of him for the pin.
Damn. I did not expect that answer from you. I am at a loss for words.
Look, how do you think Tony Spencer manages to avoid being pinned? He's covered in his own grease. Everyone just slides off of him.
Well, the championship belt around his waist suggests he's a talented individual.
Or everyone just slides off of him.
Damn. So you're saying Shane Daly could beat Tony Spencer for the PZW heavyweight title?
If he happens to trip in his own grease.
All right.
Look, I mean, I've been avoiding saying this, and the reason he's at number 6 is, well, have you been listening to the commentary, Atlee?
I have, actually. I have. There's some derogatory comments said about...
Truth be told, I don't know how Adam really feels about him. And Kenny Nessel says he's his best friend, but the word going around is that most people in the Reign of Terror think he's the shittiest of the shit.
That's what the commentator says about him.
I just think it's kind of a general idea.
Okay. Well,
I didn't say anything of the sorts, and I'd prefer this be stricken from the record.
Oh, don't worry. I'll tell the guy in the post editing phase to take this out.
Well, that's good.
Because you're a broadcast journalist.
I wouldn't want to insult Tony Spencer.
Keep that shit in there.
What?
I coughed.
Huh.
I sneezed.
Anyway,
don't edit this.
What?
I'm coughing.
You need to get that looked at.
Anyway, Kenny Nestle gets
I'm gonna sue you.
Kenny Nestle gets the one up on Derek Sabrity with a beautiful 450 splash for the 1, 2, 3.
You know why I was saying it was an off week?
Why?
Well, see, here's the thing. Kenny didn't actually want that to be a 450.
What, it'd be like a 640?
No, he wanted it to be a 730.
722?
No, a 730.
730.
Yep.
Well, I'm doing the math. Okay.
Right.
That could work.
Uh-huh.
That could work.
Right.
Okay. Well, nevertheless,
that's why Kenny was having an off
Kenny
week.
Nestle gets the victory over Derek Sabrity. Then we go to an interesting episode of Undercard Warriors.
Look, and it's exactly what I said it was. The reason Adam told me that I could offer to be on Derek Simonetti's team is because he has no friends. And Tommy Corbin just goes on to prove that in Undercard Warriors. Derek Simonetti beats up that poor, defenseless Joey Warner and then runs 3 blocks. I don't know why he didn't hail a cab. I don't know why he didn't take a bicycle. Hell, he was getting out of a truck. Why didn't he just get in it and drive there?
Well,
he runs 3 blocks to find Tommy raking his driveway with snow on the ground. Not sure what the story is there. Maybe the weather's bad wherever Tommy's living. Anyway, he says to Tommy, and I quote, "Tommy, I am nothing without you. I am no man. I have nothing below the belt.
No.
And only...
No.
What?
No.
Okay, right.
No,
okay. No.
No.
I will amend my statement.
Please do.
Yes. He said, my testicles fell out.
No.
And I need you to carry my team to War Games.
No. Not at all what he said.
And that is why I am offering to be on your team, Derek Simonetti.
Shane Daly,
I will carry your testicles to War Games.
Shane Daly, I will accept delusions of grandeur that you could be the PZW champion and you'd beat Tony Spencer, but I'm not going to
look. If I can carry this radio program with my mouth, I'm certain I can carry Derek's testicles with it.
What
to
are you
War
carrying
Games.
with your mouth?
This show?
Anyway,
This show.
No. Anyway, Derek Sabrini's on the hunt for Tommy Corbin, bumps into Joey Warner. Joey Warner says some derogatory things about his mother. Derek makes him pay for it. I think any guy, would slap around Joey Warner. I mean, Joey Warner gets slapped around Undercard Warriors. Now he's getting slapped around the street. He's just got to learn. When will he learn? Then, of course, Union Jack calls out himself. An interesting turn of events. He challenges himself to a fight. He's sick of the tomfoolery that's going on, and it's a very interesting development.
He said that he is no longer interested in boom titties.
That's right. He's sick of it. He wants to just get it on. There's no other way to say it. And
he
then,
wants
of course,
get it on.
Wants to get it on. And then finally, Derek finds Tommy Corbin.
How do you fight yourself?
We'll find out, apparently. I mean, we'll find out. If Union Jack accepts his own challenge, it's going to be an interesting match.
It would be a Union Jack off.
Absolutely. But then Derek Simonetti finds Tommy Corbin, raking leaves, tells him this is bigger than us. He needs him on the team. Tommy Corbin just doesn't want to hear it. And at the end of the day, Tommy walks in his house, and then Derek with a very somber, "We can't win without you." And that just tells it all. I mean, Derek
let's
truly...
be honest. Even with Tommy Corbin, they can't win. It's the Reign of Terror. Come on. They're facing the Reign of Terror in War Games.
Okay, the Reign of Terror. If I get the Reign of Terror correct here...
Why are we going over the rankings again?
With your rankings...
Why are we going over the rankings again?
If we go by your rankings of the Reign of Terror, mathematically... Team Derek Simonetti should blow them out of the water.
What?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yes.
The champion is so good that he's number 6.
That is probably the most asinine thing I've ever heard.
The champion.
I've heard.
If the champion is number 6, that means everyone
I've
above
heard.
him
I've
is
heard a
even
lot
better.
of shit come out of your mouth, and I think that's like the shittiest of the shit. But anyway, we're just about out of time for the 16-minute. We've gone a little longer than usual, but that's just what happens when you hear nothing but tomfoolery coming out of the mouth of Shane Daly. I love that word. That's my new phrase.
All right, let me sum it up. Adam Nessel is number 1. Derek
Thank you for joining us in the
16
16-minute. This is Atlee Greene for Shane Daly. We'll see you next time.
Hey, I was trying to talk.
The 16th minute.